Let's talk about women and rap. We're talking about women in rap. Thanks for watching the first episode ever of Let's Talk, a new series brought to you by Titan Magazine. In this series, we're going to dissect music, pop culture, art, lifestyle, tech, everything that makes life life. Today, we're diving into music, more specifically, rap. And even more specifically, women in rap. But before we can talk about the current landscape, we need to take a trip down memory lane and rewind back to the past. And please leave your thoughts in the comments below to let us know what you think of the current landscape of women in rap. Let's go. The rise of female rap launched into the mainstream in the mid-1970s. Female rap could not have been what it is today if it were not for pioneers such as Sha Rock, MC Lyte, Michie Me, Salt-N-Pepa, and Queen Latifah, to name a few. The 90s continued to spew out dominant leading rap ladies like Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Missy Elliott, Eve, Lauryn Hill, Da Brat. The list just kept growing and growing. However, after the early 2000s, there seemed to be a decline in femcs. Some vanished, others were dealing with legal issues, others rebranded, and the general sound of hip-hop was changing. Fast forward to the late 2000s, around 2009, and something shifted. A promising young woman from Southside Jamaica, Queens finally got her big break after signing to Young Money Entertainment. The world was then introduced to Onika Tanya Maraj, or as most of us know her as, Nicki Minaj. Prior to signing to Young Money, the rapper had 3 mixtapes already under her belt. Nicki had, and still has, one of the strongest pen games of rap in general. After the debut success of Pink Friday, Nicki Minaj was everywhere. Now during this time throughout the first half of the 2010s, Nicki was untouchable. Obviously not saying there were no other active women in rap at the time, but let's be serious. There were no other female rappers at the time that were moving units like Nicki. She didn't have any competition really, and even though new girls came out, Nicki still dominated. Now around 2015, we all know the infamous Shether track and the drama behind it and the lackluster clapback diss record. We're not here to discuss that. So we need to issue a correction. It was actually in 2017 when Remy Ma released Shether, not 2015. Just putting that out there. That was, however, in a weird way, the impetus that shifted the landscape for women of rap. No one had dared try to come at Nicki Minaj. I mean, yes, Lil' Kim did, but it wasn't as brutal as what Remy did. Actually, pretty recently, Remy Ma was on Instagram Live with Fat Joe, and they were discussing how Shether opened doors for other women. Now, perhaps open doors isn't the exact phrasing that should have been used, but to say it didn't knock Nicki down a few notches from the top spot and left some room for something other to enter would be dismissive. It definitely changed the perception of Nicki, and people were now looking at her in a different light and turning their backs on her. A lot of it was follower mentality bias, but there were also a subset of people who wanted to hear more diversity in female rap. They were getting tired of the same thing being presented to them. So fast forward just a year and a bit later from that, and it seemed like a female rap renaissance was brewing. One of the most notable rises to fame being that of Cardi B. From social media jokester / stripper, to reality star, to international rap sensation in the matter of about a year. This ushered in an array of women into the mainstream, each bringing their own unique personalities to their music. And the thing is, these women did not just pop up out of nowhere. A lot of them were working, trying to get their name out there when there was a drought of diverse female rappers. So something in the simulation broke, and they were able to break through. The way we listen to music is different now as well, so you have the option to explore different artists without being force-fed top 40 radio. It can be a double-edged sword, however, because even though there are more eyes on the genre, there's so much more content that goes under the radar. I mean, that's not the only reason. There's also label politics, colorism, racism, and sexism in the industry, access, gatekeeping. So that brings us up to speed to today, where female rap is at an all-time high in popularity. Now, with that being said, there are still some women who are being left out of these conversations when it comes to women in rap. So we took it upon ourselves to create this series so we can highlight some of the incredible, slept on women in rap of today.
Sing it. Posing.
So Cheetah Sal, aka Honey Cocaine, was born on October 22nd, 1992 in Toronto, Ontario. The daughter of Cambodian refugees, Suchita was raised in Toronto's Jane and Finch area. She has admitted in interviews and in her music how her parents struggled to raise her and her siblings growing up, often dealing with eviction notices and poverty. The aspiring rapper has stated in the past as well that she learned how to speak English watching 106 in Park at an early age. So by age 10, she had started rapping. Honey had always enjoyed poetry, so it was no surprise she naturally gravitated towards the genre. Fast forward to 2011, her debut single, I Don't Give a F, was released. Honey had come across rapper Tyga online, citing she heard Rack City for the first time and knew she had to release her own version. She started to receive some buzz and caught the attention of Tyga. The following year, she released her debut mixtape, Your Feelings Volume 1, on February 20th, 2012. The 15-track EP showcased Honey's aggressive, braggadocious style. Her mentor, Tyga, also featured on the project for Heisman Part 2, which got a lot more eyes on the aspiring Toronto rapper. Later on that year, Honey Cocaine released another mixtape on July 9, 2012, titled 90s Gold. The mixtape sampled throwbacks like Tupac's The Rose I Grew from Concrete, Aaliyah's Rock the Boat, and Cam'ron's Hey Ma, to name a few. She was also featured on Tyga's Well Done 3 mixtape. With Tyga taking Honey under his wing, he invited her to join him on his 2012 tour in Omaha, Nebraska. Other acts on the roster were YG and Lil Twist. Unfortunately, a fight broke out that night between different parties and shots were fired at the tour bus in a drive-by. Honey was hit, a bullet grazing her arm, and others were injured in the incident as well. She recovered from her injuries and not too long after released the track Shots Fired. Honey went on to release her third mixtape, Thug Love, on March 31st, 2013. While her first two mixtapes covered topics like street life, confidence, and hustling, Honey really set the tone with this EP, letting everyone know she is not one to f with. She sported jet black hair during this era and took on more of The Godfather, with visuals depicting the rapper as a mob boss. In 2013, Honey also signed a publishing deal with Warner Chappell Music. In 2014, Honey came back with a new look and attitude and released a single, Curveball, produced by DJ ASAP. Honey also announced the coming of her fourth mixtape, Like a Drug. The mixtape dropped exclusively on Hot New Hip Hop on October 22nd, 2014, and then on other platforms later on. The mixtape was well received amongst fans and featured at the time the up-and-coming Tory Lanez, Kid Ink, Croco Banks, and Still the Product. It still presented Honey's edgy, in-your-face style, but was more fun and less serious as Thug Love. This was Honey's best-produced compilation at the time. It was around this time people had been speculating if Honey was signed to Tyga's Last Kings Records label. She took to her Twitter to set the record straight. "No, I'm not signed to Tyga, with all due respect," she continued. "Affiliation doesn't mean paperwork was ever done. God works in mysterious ways, people." She added, "Could have taken the cosmetic surgery, the half-assed record deals, and sold my soul, but what type of role model would I be?" It was around this time Tyga was publicly known for dating Kylie Jenner, and some fans had assumed Honey did not want to be affiliated with that. Of course, this is all speculation. After this time period, we would get features here and there, like Blueberry Hills with Chanel West Coast or Thing For You with Raven Justice, but no projects or singles. So, correction. In 2015, we got the remaining singles with their accompanying music videos for Shady With Me, Side Bitch, and Hella Illy. And we also got the single and music video for Honey Dick. She sat down with Vice and talked about releasing her fifth mixtape, The Gift Wrap. She explained it was a departure from her previous works, and this time it would be incorporating more R&B melodies and discussing subject matter like being cheated on and relationships. The 5-song EP was released on April 7, 2015 on SoundCloud and iTunes, and had one feature from singer Paula Deanda. Out of nowhere, it seemed as though Honey had fallen off the face of the earth after that. Fans would tweet at her or write on her Instagram, ask if she was doing okay and where the music was. Sometimes random memes and trolling posts would be posted on her Instagram page only to be deleted less than a few days after. Sometimes the page would be completely wiped out and then pictures would just pop up again. The cryptic behavior and lack of music continued into the following year. Then, in August, Honey came back. She released Coconuts, a melodic trap song where she reflects on how far she's come, being grateful for what she's learned, and not paying any mind to the haters. The song was released on August 12, 2016, but the visual did not come until November. The music video was simple, but you could tell the budget was there. Fans were excited to see her making music again, and new people were being put on to her. However, after this, we didn't hear much else from the rapper for another while. In late 2017, Tyga released his Bitch I'm the Shit 2, his 5th studio album and continuation from his earlier mixtape. Honey was featured on the track Nah Nigga. We didn't hear from the rapper for another while. Again, it would be the same thing of random memes and trolling posts on her page, only to be deleted. No interviews and not really a ton of contact with fans. In spring of 2018, her Instagram started to display what looked like pictures from shoots, and she started to appear in interviews to announce her latest effort. When asked in an interview with Party101.9.com on where she had disappeared to, she said,
Just real life shit, and I kind of just wanted to walk away for a little bit, just, you know, for mental health reasons,
Right,
stuff
okay.
like that. You know, it became a little bit overwhelming, you know, the fame part that really comes with it, and it kind of just took a little negative turn, like all the stuff that was just going down in the media.
Right.
And I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I'm not here, you know, I felt like I wasn't here to be a part of that, but you know, just for the sake of my mental health, I had to take a little breather.
She then goes on to say she took this time to travel and really reflect so she could get back to doing what she loved. It was in this interview she promoted her latest single, No Time. She classified it as a warm-up record to an upcoming project. On August 3, 2018, Honey's 6th project after 3 years, Wildfire, dropped. Fans were excited to finally hear what she was cooking up all this time. The mixtape had high production and themes of empowering women no matter what life throws at you. Her name was now shortened to Honey C, and although there's nowhere stating exactly why she changed the name, it could be assumed Honey C was easier to market to the mainstream. Another visual drop for the project's 2nd single, Veteran, where Honey is rapping in the studio, letting listeners know she is not new to it, but true to it when it comes to the rap game. After this, it seemed Honey had vanished again, and to this day, we are not sure what she's up to or if she will release music anytime soon, if ever. Honey Cocaine, or Honey C, whatever you choose to call her by, is undeniably a talented rapper and songwriter. She has been active since the beginning of the decade, doing a lot of the work on her own, and even with the co-sign from Tyga and features from other prominent artists, for some reason she's often never included in conversations discussing female rap of today. However you feel about her image, her sound, or her style is of opinion, but it cannot be denied that she is a hardworking, talented rapper who is severely slept on. Thank you guys for joining us on this edition of Let's Talk with Titan Magazine, and we'll be back with a whole bunch of other episodes in this series to really dive into this topic. So make sure you comment down below, express how you feel, if you agree, if you don't agree, who you're listening to that's a woman rapper, and let's just keep the conversation going. Until next time.